Alrighty guys, grab your glue, grab your scissors, grab your whatever you think you're gonna need to put in that kitchen sink. I'm just kind of eyeballing this box for now, but I want to show you in my book. I have this really, it's an elaborate book. Let me put it this way. So it's called The Big Book of a Miniature House. And I actually went online and I watched, I can't remember now who it was, but I saw somebody actually build this house from this book, and I was like, man, after watching her, I don't know. So what I find, let me look up the kitchen sink. We're actually looking for the kitchen sink. Kitchen sink. What luck. Okay, so I'm not going to read this in detail, but it says cut the base from balsa wood. Now, we're not going to use balsa wood because we've committed to cardboard. So we're going to cut it 2.5 by 6.8 centimeters. And I'm not sure what that is, but it says make a hole with the compass point and then enlarge it with the nail. And it shows you here where to do it. Whoops, come on down. This is going to mess up for a minute, guys, because it's all white. Alright, so cut the following pieces from the balsa, but we're going to use cardboard. The back of the sink, the sides of the sink, and then from 10 millimeter balsa, the front of the sink, D, and then E are the supporting walls. Whoops. Where's E? Oh, supporting walls. And we're going to have to measure because I don't know that this sink and our sink are going to match up. But we're going to follow this pattern. We're going to cut a back piece, the two side pieces, the front, and then the two supporting walls. And there's going to be more that goes to it, I know, because it has... let me see if I can find the picture of the kitchen sink. Let me see if I can find it, guys, because it's a little more detailed. Or I want it to be more detailed. We're definitely going to follow the lead here. Okay, so here we go. So see, you can kind of, you can kind of see it's a square that sits inside that cabinet. And I thought that would be perfect for our area. And then I don't see, oh, there we go. See? There's this. And that doesn't look the same to me. That's different. See, that sink is different than this sink. But we're going to build this sink. And then we're going to cover it with either plaster of Paris, paper clay. I'm probably going to use paper clay. You could use caulking. Let me show you. You could probably mix it with something like this and some glue. So, whoops. Sorry about that. Anyhow, you can mix this with some glue, and that may be what we do. And then we'll cover all of this so that it gets that texture. And then we'll build this with cardboard as well. So that's what I'm going for right there. But I thought I could cheat and use that. So no, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to measure and cut and do. All right, so here we go. Here we go. We're going to measure. So I know this is too tall. But what I can do is I want the back a little higher than the bottom. There's going to be a shelf right there. No, we're going to go with this. We're going to This is going to be my measuring tool here. So we're going to go it's going to be 3.5 inches tall. So our back piece of cardboard is going to be 3.5 inches tall. And this is actually the right width. I mean, it's pretty much square under that window. It could be a little bigger, but I don't want it to go right up against that shelf. So we're going to go with this size right there. And this is 4.5. Yeah. So we're going to be 3.5 tall. Oops. I keep getting out of focus here. So we're going to be 3.5 tall by 4.5 wide. That's our first piece of cardboard. So I'm actually thinking I don't need this anymore. This might just be all we need. Alrighty. I don't want, well, I guess I could glue that or cover it up. We're going to cover it anyhow. So let's go. I love it when I don't have to waste good cardboard. And everything falls into place. So we remember this is too tall. That's definitely too tall. So we're going to cut 3.5. We're going to cut this. And I'll show you where my mark is. At 3.5, which is, oops, stay put. I don't necessarily want this moving around, which is right. I have too much stuff in my way, guys. Three and a half, which is right there. Three and a half, which is right there. Done. Oops, did I go off? Did I go off the beaten path? I didn't want to ruin it. Okay, so we got 3.5, which is right. Might need to take just a smidge more off. No, that's going to do it right there. Right there. And I was going to put a shelf there. So I may still want to cut that. Yeah. I'm going to make it 3.25. Just because I want the sink to be I'll get this straight here in a minute. I want the sink to be slightly lower than the window, and there's a method to my madness. Perfect. Yes, because see that shelf's going to come out from there, or from here actually, or maybe from there. I don't know. We're going to put stuff on it, and I just wanted it to go below. All right, so there is the back. Okay, and then we have two sides already cut. They're a little too tall, but we can trim that out. They're probably too wide as well. And see where I've got that bend? That's probably where I'm going to cut it off, because I don't want my sink any wider than 2 inches. Perfect. Perfect. Whoops, it did not go. And then I got that weird little wonky edge there. I don't know if I can. Okay, so there's one side, and it does have that little lip on it. So I think I'm going to cut it back just a hair and get rid of that. Okay, so here's one sink side. Where'd my back go? There's the back. Okay, so we know we definitely want this piece at about 2 inches. 2 feet? No. 2.5 feet? No, because that doesn't make sense, guys, because your kitchen sink, we're going to go almost 3 inches. Because we went 3 1/4 on this one. A little less than 3 1/4. Yeah, right at 3 1/4. So on this one, we want it to be, I guess let's try 3 inches. That's 3 feet. I guess that sounds right. Yeah, 3 feet sounds right. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second, because we don't want we need a bit of a splash on the back. You know what I mean? We need a little bit of edge on the back. See, even that's going to be... Yeah, we want to bring that down. A little bit more. And I'm just quietly thinking here, guys. I don't want to mess it up. So we need this piece to be a little lower yet. So let's go just below. Let's go 2 3/4. Let's go to right there. Because this needs to be, see, this needs to be lower than our sink just a little bit. That'll work. That'll do it right there. And our sink is going to be below. Like, the sink itself will actually be down in still and yet. But let's measure this. Okay, if you're freaked out by dolls, you might want to turn your head. So if Granny's standing here washing dishes, yeah, that's about right. Because she would reach up to turn on the faucet. Yeah, that's going to make good sense. And what I might do is bring that all the way up to the back where it's right underneath that window. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I need another piece this size. I could almost, boy, almost cut it like that, but that's not going to work. Okay, so we go here and here. Here and here. And the reason you see me using the knife on this corrugated cardboard is because if you cut it with scissors, it tends to crimp it. And I don't want it crimped. Don't want it crimped. Let's make sure that's level. Seems to be. Seems to be. Let's measure up here. Is that the right piece? How come it doesn't seem right? Well, it is. It is, but it's not. Let me say that. It's a little too long. Oh, it is right here. It's a little too long. There we go. And slightly too wide. All right. So I'm going to put this waxy part to the inside. And that way we've got, well, we're still going to have, we're not going to cover the back because the back is going to be against the wall. Okay. So now then we're going to bring this piece over to here and we're going to glue it. But I got to remember how far off we were over here. You see? Gotta remember to go 3 and we're going to go a 1/2 inch up from the bottom. No, 1/4 inch up from the bottom because it's about how far off we were. So when I glue this, when I glue it, I'm going to glue it, got to go a 1/4 up from the bottom. And that should make it about right. Alrighty, let's glue. And the inside, again, like I said, you're not going to see it. And this I may have to use the tape for. And I have a gluing jig. That's probably what I should be using. Hold that thought, guys. My gluing jig is a metal square that I use with magnets. And if you don't have one of these, it's not the end of the world, but if you do, they come in very handy. Because we can put this in here, put that up against the side, and then come in with, oops, magnets. These aren't the exact magnets that go with it, but they'll work. We put this up against. Yeah, that's still wet with glue. Maybe I could do it. Here on this side. Oops. And then again, if you have clips or clamps, not clips, clamps are good at this point too. And I think I put them away already. I'm pretty sure I put them away already. And this just keeps all your stuff at a 90-degree angle, which is definitely where you want it. And so we're going to let this side dry. And then once that side dries, we're going to repeat over here. And remember to come about 1/4 of an inch. Well, I come closer to a 1/2 inch from the bottom. It won't matter as long as I'm the same on the top. See, let me get you guys in here closer. 22 minutes. I'm so sorry, guys. See the distance from there? So when we do the other side, we'll have to make sure it's level. All right, I'm going to quit here, guys, and move on to the next video. Today's secret word for this video is repeater. Repeater. Okay, so we've got number 1 is word. Number 2 is bread bin. Number 3 is repeater. All right, guys, see you on the next video.